a director for ARRL. He was on, we had to go in here.
Yeah, I think I got the long.
Maybe a Zoom. Anyway,
I'm muted.
I will let that go here. But anyway, John was not able to be with us this morning, so we had to call an audible. And Mr. Duane Angles is going to talk to us this morning about the RadTel 950 Pro radio. So.
Take advance.
Test.
That sounds good. Sorry. Sounds good.
How y'all doing?
Good. Where am I at? Turn it on.
I had it on mute, Duane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're broke.
Now,
NSA.
how about now?
Yay.
Alright. How many of you have a RadTel RT950 Pro? And so this is very informative.
One.
Most of you know me, I'm Duane Angles, AA5KD. I'm also a member of OCAPA and SCARS. I was asked to do a presentation on the RadTel RT950 because of its popularity. The radio is $90, directly from RadTel. It has a lot of capability. It'll do APRS, it'll do GPS, and a whole other bunch of stuff. So we're gonna run through this pretty quick. As I said, it's $90. And it comes in these four colors plus brown, which is actually a sand color. And I'm not real keen about the clear, but all the others seem to be okay. No, much better.
You're welcome.
Way back 5, 6, 7 years ago, when Balthang first came out with their UV5, and then before that, I think they had UV30. They were not very clean radios. They were very dirty. In other words, they would throw out harmonics, second harmonic, third and fourth harmonics, and it was pretty bad. What you're looking at here is the harmonics on this radio on 146 megahertz. And as you can see, this is the fundamental frequency right here, which is 146.52. This would be the second, the fourth harmonic, so on. This blue line indicates, the FCC standards basically say, hey, you got to be neg 40 dB below the fundamental frequency before we're going to say yes, it's okay. And that has to be measured at 25 microvolt or microwatts, excuse me. And that's what the blue line indicates. So when you see a harmonic and it's above the blue line, it's a dirty radio. In other words, it's going to put out a harmonic. And in this case, this is the second harmonic, and this is the third, the fourth, and so on. And you can see that the second harmonic is well below this, it's negative 16.02 dB. So this radio, and that's at 5 watts. And you can tell at the top it shows 38.3 dBm. that equates to about 5 watts. So what we're looking at is the one. Where do we go? Well, hang on. There we go. So what we're looking at is the fundamental frequency and the harmonics, and you can tell everything is below the blue line. So this indicates a clean radio. Now, here's the same radio at 446 megahertz. And you're going, well, gee, there's at least 3. But we're gonna discount those because this little tiny SA is what I use spectrum analyzer. How many of you have a tiny SA Ultra? Okay, this is what I use to test the radio. And this will go up to 5 gigahertz if you put it in the ultra mode. But I did not do that. It's actually shows 3.56, but bottom line is that we discount those because at 5 watts, at 440 megahertz, to get a harmonic at 3.56 gigahertz, I doubt it. So, but you can see that the second, the third, there is no, well, it's probably right about in here, but the second harmonic and the third harmonic is well below the blue line. Once again, it's a clean radio. All right. The radio has capabilities that a lot of radios do not have. We're looking at the keypad on the radio right here. And you can use every one of those numbers and hold it down as what they call a long press. And it will give you shortcuts to various things. For instance, the radio, when it's doing APRS, is supposed to suppress what's called triple watch. As you see, the radio has 3 different BFOs. And on the side, on this side, there are 4 keys. And the keys are the top button. Keys the top one. The second button keys this one. The third button keys this one. And the fourth button is just another button you can program to do whatever you want it to do. So, in my radios, if I long press, I put it on and you press this button right here, and it will go back through the 3, I call them BFOs, they're not really BFOs, they're just receivers that show the frequency. So I
simultaneously receive. Will it simultaneously receive 3 frequencies?
Yeah.
So it's got 3 separate receivers in it?
Yeah. The neat thing about this radio is, you know, how many of you own a Quansheng UBK5? Okay, that radio, I cut my eye teeth on that radio. I mean, I converted one of those with the SI 4732. A lot of little solder points and taking stuff out so you put this thing in. And it would receive HF, but it would only receive HF up to about 20 meters. And it did an okay job, but not like this radio will do. This radio, see if I can find one button. The radio itself is really come a long way from the Quansheng UBK5. It has triple watch. You can turn triple watch on and off just by, what I do is I assign a key for it. You're not gonna be able to see this, but if you look down. Down here at the bottom, and you can't see that. Let's take this. Maybe this one. Right here. Is TW. Use simple watch. So it will watch all three of those. And if something pops in there, you'll hear it on the audio. Okay. So, triple watch being turned on, and in my case, I have long pressed the 92 button. And I can turn triple watch on or off. And I can pass this one around too, but you can see that TW is now lit up.
Does it have three receivers or does it just rotate through?
It just rotates through.
Okay, there's one receiver that just sits there and bump, bump.
Now, what I was looking for is, this radio has, it has a BK 4289, which is a receiver chip. And it has two of those, in addition to the SI 4732, in addition to another one, BK 1089, I think. So it has all of those already in the radio. You don't have to do any soldering, nothing, you don't have to open the radio up. It comes that. So with the triple watch, you could have it on 3 different frequencies, and if something pops on that, you'll hear it. And then all you have to do is press the, there's another button here. This button right here, and I can pass this one on.
I can read it.
That way. We'll cycle through
Yeah, there's it.
those three,
Thank you. I'll send that.
lack of a better terminology, DFOs.
There's it.
So, for instance, right now it's on the top one. If I press that button, it goes down there, and it goes down there. So, you could be on this one, you could be on the third one down on the bottom. And let's say the top one comes up, you'll hear it, but in order to transmit on it, you'll have to press that button, go to the top, and you'll be able to press the side key up here, and now you can talk on that. The keys you can program through the CPS, computer programming software. This thing has 15 zones. You can put 99 frequencies per zone. How many other radios can do that? Not very many. Quansheng UVK5 K6 was hindered because it didn't have a whole lot of memory. And that's why when you bought a Quansheng, and if you had it converted, or you converted it yourself, or you put new software on, they were limited to what they could do. That's why the Quansheng, when you buy it, you could do a radio to radio over the air frequency swap. In other words, you got a radio here, you want all the frequencies on this radio to go to this radio. All you had to do was go to the menu and push that menu portion in, and you could then do an over-the-air copy, is what it was called. Well, that took up a lot of memory. So a lot of the guys that did hacking of that firmware decided, nah, we don't need to do that. So they took that out of their firmware, and now they have more memory. You don't have to worry about that with this radio. This radio's got plenty of memory. And there is a gentleman today, he goes by the handle of Nick Shore, Nicsure. He is reverse engineering the firmware on this radio right now. He put his own firmware on. I don't know what all he's gonna do to it, but he's a pretty sharp cookie. So. We have optional features. And as you can see right here, all of these features are the key numbers that I have programmed in my radios, all 4 of them. So long press the 0 key, and it goes into HF mode. So what does that mean? Well, with those 3, actually 4 different receiver chips that are in this radio, you can now do, I have listened to HF. Yeah. This is nothing more than a 27 megahertz CB antenna that the Europeans love because they do a lot of CB in Europe. And they're the main squeakers, if you want to call them that, about, well, we need to do this. Well, it will do, this radio will transmit on 27 megahertz. It will also transmit on 28 megahertz, but only FM. So with this antenna on any one of my radios and put it in the HF mode, I can listen to HF, and I doubt we're going to be able to hear anything in here, but after the presentation, you can come up here and we'll see if we can listen to some HF. But I have been able to, at my house with an HF type radio, with this thing and an antenna and an app on my phone to do FT8, and I can decode FT8 just by putting my phone up to the speaker on the radio. So there's a lot going on in this radio. There's a lot that no other radio that I know of will do this. So number 1 up there is spectrum. So you say, well, what the heck is that do? Well, if I long press number 1, guess what? I now have a spectrum analyzer, so I can see what's going on whatever frequency that I'm listening to. And you can put any frequency you want on there. So there's that. Long press number 2, and it gives you the standby set, which is what you use to turn on or off triple watch. APRS and triple watch do not mix. So I turn it off. Long press number 3, and I can change my transmit power. Long press number 4, and I can change my scale tones, whether it's CPCSS or DCS. And then number 5 and 6 go together. I can turn GPS on or off. And battery life. This thing has a battery saver. 3 battery saver modes. It works wonderful. I can sit this radio down and just turn it on a frequency, let's say a repeater frequency, fully charged, and the battery will last about 3 days. If you're going to do APRS, because it's always sending out stuff, it doesn't last as long. But if you turn the battery saver stuff on, it will last a lot longer. Like probably 8, 9 hours. And then long press the 7 key. And it brings you up to the NOAA frequency. So let me get that again. Long press the 7 keys. Now, a lot of radios had this feature, but this one also has it. And then long press the 8 key, and I can change zones. So I'm also a professional photographer, so I spend a lot of time out off the Tinker runway, waiting for aircraft to come in. A lot of you have seen the B-52 picture I took the other day, but so I can change zones because I normally keep it on the Tinker Tower frequency, and then to the Okapa and the Stars repeaters where I keep them. Then long press number 9, and that's the channel there. Capabilities are vast in this radio. Say, okay, well, how does it sound? Well, sounds pretty good. How many of you own a little Baofeng UV5R Mini? Have you ever tried to listen to airband? But this sounds like you're in the tower waiting. Well, Wiley Post. Let me see if I got it.
Right here. You're gonna hear the Wiley Post here. You'll hear the airplane, yes.
Somehow.
One across the street.
Well, I don't have it in this one yet, but it will.
You can hear it is from Oakland City.
Yeah, I don't have that. The only thing I have is the tower clearance and ground.
So you're picking up the AM.
Yes,
They're repeating AM.
it does AM break. No, it'll only do FM on CV. It'll only do FM on HF frequencies. Transmit. Now I can listen. I can listen to it, but it won't transmit. So the CPS is very easy to do. You just put your frequencies in there. And you can use this program, or you can use Chirp. I'm going to use Chirp. Okay, this is compatible with Chirp, so you can do all that. All right.
I do prefer their software on there. It gives you a few more features. I like it better than using Chirp. And it's free. You can get it off their site.
Yeah, it's it's pretty much a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's this. Let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so here's your buttons. Here are the four side buttons. So PTT A, B, side key 1 keys up the third one. And the bottom one is just what I use the bottom one for is I have it programmed so that when I'm doing APRS, I can hit that bottom button and it will send out a beacon. Now, this will not do APRS until you actually receive a GPS lock. But, and I think, kind of go on. Yes. It has not, of course, I wouldn't expect it into this Faraday cage to have a lock, but at my house, I can get a lock in 3 minutes. So it works very well. The radio itself When I first bought, this is the first one I ever had, is this black one. It was on version .18.18. It's now on .26. A lot of people complain because, you know, they say, hey, look, you know, I bought this radio and, man, it just, the content you updated. Well. If you expect carte blanche and red carpet treatment, these manufacturer
For
on
90
radio for $90, then you need to do a different radio. Because this radio. Let me back up. RadTel, how many of you are on Telegram? RadTel's on Telegram. They're also on Facebook. They have their own webpage. And they're also on, Facebook has, the RT950 Pro Facebook page. And they listen there too. So when people complain, hey, I'd like it to, you know, can you get it to fix me bacon in the morning? So they'll send it to RadTel, and RadTel says, no, yeah, we'll take it under advisement. But that's what's been going on here. Guys will send them a message, either over Telegram or Facebook, and say, look, the squelch doesn't work properly. Whether I put it on squelch number 1 or squelch number 6 or number 9 or whatever, it doesn't do any different. So they said, okay, we fixed it. And they did. And they're always listening to the people on Telegram and the people on Facebook. And they're gonna fix it. Now,
Is it crispy or chewy bacon?
yeah, it's chewy.
Oh, well, that's easy.
So, let's talk APRS. It does APRS. I can put this in my Jeep, turn APRS on, GPS on, and it will show my position up on APRS.fi within 5 minutes. And once it's there, it updates all the time. So there's that possibility. Like I said, the PTT button's on the side. Now, like I said, the Europeans, for whatever reason, they love CV. What they're trying to get RadTel to do right now is, oh, I'd like to transmit on AM. Well, I don't see that happening right now. I mean, there's already 4 receiverships in this radio. And they're very capable. Like I said, it'll all the way down to 80 meters and all the way up to probably 146 meters. And it does do GMRS. How many you do GMRS? GMRS. It'll do GMRS also. This antenna, you can get this antenna in both SMA and BNC. I have both of them. And that's another thing. I don't really like the SMA connector. It's not really robust. I've seen them break off on radios. Now, granted, I don't think my radio like some people I know. But I convert mine to BNC. And you can get these connected. You can come up here and look at them. I know you can't see that, but you can come up here and look at it, and you can get those connectors off of Amazon, and it will convert your SMA into a BNC connector. And then you can use whatever BNC that you want to use. Here's a APRS. When it gets, and by the way, when you are receiving APRS, well, how do I know it's working? Well, if you get a beacon, or you get something from another APRS station. It pops up automatically on your radio. And you can determine how long you want it to show up. You can say, just show it briefly and turn it off. Or you can leave it on like I do for 10 seconds. And it shows where they're at, shows what call sign, and if they have a message, you can hit the OK key and it will show you the message. And then it will show you your grid coordinates that the APRS have locked on to the. All right, now let's get into the good stuff. As I said, I use my tiny SA to do all the RF output power, second harmonic, frequency, and so on. And I've got a receive sensitivity test if I use that also, because that can also do signal generation. So we look here, 10 meters. I tested it on 28 megahertz, actually it's 28.3. It put out 1.91 watts. And the second harmonic was neg 51.4. So you're going, okay, Duane, what the heck does that mean? Well, that means that on 10 meters, it's clean. Because it is below the neg 40 that's concealed. On 6 meters, how many of you do 6 meters? You're not gonna like this radio. I tested it on 50 megahertz even. It puts out 3.55 milliwatts of power. Would be, I can probably get from here to you. But it's not clean on 6 meters. At neg 37.6.
It's close.
Yeah, it's close.
There's no power going in, huh? How are you gonna annoy the dog? We're gonna interfere with it. That may actually meet FAA or FCC requirements because the output power is so low.
And yeah, it might, because it's not
At
as.
3.55
No,
milliwatts.
yeah. I have tested it. I can key my radio up and I'm about from here to my 6 meter radio and I can hear myself. But if I leave the room, and I don't have a big room. All right, so 2 meters. Tested it on 146.52. Puts out 7.2 watts. And the second harmonic is 72.7 negative 72.7, so it's very clean. 222, I tested it on 222.0. It puts out 200 milliwatts, and the second harmonic is at neg 56.8, so it's clean. I can hit the W5 GDL 222 repeater from my house to Sandy, which is where the repeater is at, on 200 milliwatts. It works fine.
With your talkie antenna?
Huh?
With the talkie antenna?
Wait, where do you live?
Southeast Oklahoma City.
Okay.
I-240 and Cimarron. Now, those of you that live in Norman, maybe not, but yeah, 70 centimeters, tested on 446 megahertz. It puts out 6.3 watts of power, and it's at a neg 43.8. So it is clean. So the radio is clean. Now, here are the transceiver ICs. It's got a GK4829. And that chip is responsible for the primary transmission reception radio signals on the radio main board, including the added CV frequencies on the Pro. Before I go any further, there is a non-Pro model. Don't buy it because you won't get all the other stuff that this radio has. So stay away from the RT950. And if you're going to buy one, well, the RT950 Pro.
What's the difference? What's the price difference?
About $7.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah. It also has a BK1086 receiver chip, and this chip handles radio shortwave reception, but has a limited frequency range, only covering up to approximately 15 meter beam. But that's where the other SI4732 receiver chip comes in, and it covers all the way down to the readings. So Now, you say, okay, it's clean, how's it here? It hears very well. On 146 megahertz, receiver sensitivity is neg 135 dB. It hears very well. And on 446, it's a neg 136. It is even better. By much, but it's better. So the radio hears well. And that's my go-to everyday carrier, I think.
You just pick
So,
the colors.
Yeah, I
and
just,
match your outfit.
you know, whatever fashion thing I'm into.
There's one color, the two colors missing.
Two colors missing, there's like I said, there's a sand, they call it brown, it's a sand color. And then there's a clear. Sand color won't be here till next week.
I had
But-
that on tomorrow.
Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
It looked like they had a compact C charge on the back of that battery.
You what?
On the back of the battery, it looked like it had a compact C charger.
Yeah, it's a USB-C charger.
And, have you ever tried using the radio while it's plugged in to power?
No, I'm afraid to do that. Cause the first black radio that I got, I tried to plug it in and transmit, and it burned out the wall plug. Wall work. I tried to put the smoke back in.
What does the battery have to be off of it to charge?
No, you can, I just plug it in, I turn the radio off, plug it into the back, and I go. I don't even use the drop-in charger. The drop-in charger takes longer to charge the battery. From a dead battery, plug into, I have one of those those GAN 140 watt USB chargers. And it takes just about 3 hours full charge. But it takes like 6 or 7 hours to charge it and drop it. So I don't even mess with the drop it.
Does drop-in come with it?
Yes.
Wayne, those of us on All-Star, I noticed Mark's on All-Star setup. Does it have built-in DTM? Like auto dial frequencies, will it send out a star?
There will. Matter of fact, I have 2 All-Star nodes at my house, and I use those radios to do them. Any other questions?
Dwayne,
Yes, sir.
I got an email last night from a new, well, 2-year ham that is just now starting to buy a radio. Is this something that a new person technical, or is there a lot of programming before you get there? Yeah, I know you gotta put the frequencies in, I get that, but is there updating firmware and stuff that you have to out of the box, or is this something we just put programs in? And can you type in from the main panel, if you want to type in 14706?
Yeah, you can. And will a new ham be okay with it? I would say it's not that tough. The CPS works very well. It's not real intuitive, but you know,
On the level of the others?
on the level of the others, well, you know, a bow thing, you don't have to do too much to get a bow thing. But this has a lot of capabilities. Now, do they want to tackle that? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe their first radio needs to be something to get in, and then they decide, you know what, I need something that does a little bit more than that, so maybe it needs to be the second radio.
So if you're willing to spend the $90, get this, if you're only you wanna get by on the $25.
Yes.
Bow thing, get the bow thing.
Yeah.
And then jump to something later.
Yeah.
As we all know, who has just one radio?
Man, no.
Okay, the new guy. Hang on, it'll change.
I got a RadTel 880G.
That's a good radio.
And I had to manually program everything on it.
From the keyboard?
Yeah, from the menu. It has a pretty easy name.
What speeds up?
I have, that was the first radio I bought from that company.
No.
Is that a G model?
It's a G model, and when I tried to do chirp, it's not chirp support. And downloading the CPS for my Windows security thing, so I mean.
Wow.
So that's something to consider.
I use the CPS all the time.
Okay.
RadTel will tell you that you take small volume.
Right.
Such an expensive.
I think the Chinese, yeah, so it's that way.
Like I said, I use it all the time. It's a program. I don't have to use it.
I love the phone updates.
Firmware updates on this radio are very simple. Hang on. You go out to RadTel site to software, cursor all the way down to the bottom, and shows their software. The CPS, the current CPS version is 1.21, and the current firmware is .26. Download the firmware, and inside the firmware is an executable that will pop up on the screen.
You may or may not know this, you know if any of this is Mac compatible or the Windows on it.
You know, I don't know if it is. You know,
I'm sure it is.
I know it's Linux compatible, so they may have something for Mac. Okay, okay, the RadTel, you guys probably can't see that, but the RadTel firmware is a Bravo Tango Foxtrot file, BTF file. But what you'll need to do is usually inside, they didn't do it with the version 26 firmware, but the version 24 software. Oh, here it is. Ah, there's the firmware update file. Now, how easy is that to update? Well, you just go up here and you go to wherever you're keeping your BTF file, and you click on the BTF file. We'll then populate that top thing, that top with the new firmware. And you come down here and choose whatever COM port is there. And you're going to learn Chinese, there's a few things you can. But then, once you do that, then you click on update mode and it will update the radio. It's that simple. Nothing to it. Any other questions? You have one?
So, hey, you said HF, but you said it only does FM?
No,
Okay,
you only transmits FM
only transmits FM.
on two frequencies, that's 27 megahertz and 28 megahertz. But you can go out to the radio. And I'll hold down the zero.
So you can listen sideband?
Oh, yes.
It looks like you're, but you say only two frequencies, you transmit, and that's that.
And that's 27 and 28 megahertz.
So what, what is the difference? So you monitor, and so is this like developer your base that answer, or? I don't see the advantage.
Well, a lot of people don't either. But I like it because I can sit there like during my demos. I can put a longer antenna, a short wave antenna on this. And then put it on any frequency I want, and I can listen. Okay, so you're away from home, you don't have an HF radio, but you wanna know what's going on, a net that you may be listening to. That's what you can do with this. Now, a lot of people don't see the benefit in that, I enjoy it, and a lot of people do, but. Well, that's why I'm.
That's also it's a story. The dog was.
But that's why
Yeah.
it's there. I like to demo this to people that I'll load the FT8 receiver, or FT8 program on my phone. Turn this on to whatever FT8 frequency. And I can decode FT8. Now, for people to go, well, what is FT8? Well, I can show them.
There's no transmit and any the 10 meter won't.
Yes, 10 meter, but FM only.
And you can't wiggle FT8 through yet. They have no way to get it in.
No, because it won't come sideband.
Yeah. If they don't do CW.
Uh,
Free radio. It's full power for it.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
They have a website that's programmable, you know.
Yeah,
What was this question?
programming Bluetooth.
Yeah, explain that.
It works, but not well. It works, but not well. So, you can bring it up Bluetooth and you can read the radio what's in there. But you're not gonna get the same sending it back to you because it misses bits and bytes. So I stay away from the Bluetooth, right? They're working on that. But for right now, I would, if you're gonna buy a radio, buy the programming cable and buy it from RadTel. AliExpress, I just don't trust AliExpress, but RadTel has very good, let me tell you what RadTel did for me. I have bought those 4 radios, and when I bought this orange one, they sent me a brand new blue one. Well, I didn't order it. But they turned around, I remember I got an email this morning. We sent you the blue one because we thank you for your patronage. Tech support, they are Johnny on the spot. A lot of guys had problems with early radios. This is an early radio. It's version 1 of the motherboard. There were a lot of problems with version 1 of the motherboard, i.e. it did not do long wave or medium wave. It was deaf as a post on those frequencies, which, you know, AM broadcast band and stuff like that. But it's a version 1 board. Everybody that bought a version 1 board said, I don't like it. They sent it back, RadTel sent them a brand new. They're very responsive. Like I said, they're on Facebook, they're on Telegram. And when somebody puts something out there, hey, you know, I'm having problems with this, why? They will get their engineers, they will fix it, and then they will put out a new program. Like I said, I bought the black one, we were on version .18, now we're on .26. And a lot of improvements have been made since then, but I'd stay away from the Bluetooth programs. Anybody else? Well, thanks for being here, guys, and have a great day.
All right, thank you, Duane. Let's go ahead and take about almost 10 minutes and be back at 10:30. We'll continue on.
Plug it in. Just have to go out. Yeah, so that's why I have, you know, I love the. They do the hand study.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah, but you would.
I bought AT&T, and it's like, yeah, I didn't want you to. That's not great. Okay. So I.
I have to.
But I didn't know
That's probably like, you just didn't know, because like here. Usually, if you come in here, get it. Five months.
it's when I got back into got that hand, by car, I bought the gauge.
Yes.
Yeah.
NWC. Stations come together. Oh, there. God, no. Still deals. Somebody has to find what it is. That's all there is. Great. Better than what's going on. Jonathan. Nickel. Vicky and It's gonna be for some. Everybody was
Yeah, they think
RICA. So that's what.
He and Mark are. Peter, do that. I'll ask. There were. Okay, yeah. I don't know. The thing I really don't buy that. I don't know what all that is. No, not the box. I mean, literally, I'm waiting on this. Y'all, all I did, where it is. Good morning. I joined online. I never got anything emailed, so I just assumed I didn't. Yeah. I should have got it free right now. No, not it. That's okay. I don't really need it. I'm not. McDonald's. So I bet. But I wanted to fix it. What color do you want? I'm not. Yeah. You're great. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it online. I didn't like their. They've got the orange and green one, and they got the black. Black. Get the blue, brown. Now they got them in brown.
I said, that's exactly.
I had to try to call.
I did not pick the call. The call on there. Come in. He may or may not be here. So he's got a couple of them. He's got two of the quarantine radios. That was after sale. Good programming cable. Nice little panel and everything. Only buttons. You got $20. This one goes 3 times with quarantine. Yeah, he's selling it 70 with programming cable and everything with it. Base charger, all that. But he's selling for $70. That's a good price. For $20 more, these are better.
I don't know, maybe I haven't done it, I'll check. If I haven't done it, I'll do it. Thanks for checking. It looks like it has my own call sign.
That's no accident.
All right, let's start.
Hey Larry, how you doing? Keep her the money.
Pretty sure. People like dark. They're getting ready to start all.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. And let's start this morning with the introductions. Let's start over here on this side and go around. Go ahead, Mark.
Mark N5A, thank you. Oklahoma City more.
Chris K5, JVN, New Texas.
Peter, KA5COI.
Margaret, K85QH9.
Mike, KE5ASN.
Duane AA5KD.
Mark, N5HCR.
Now.
JJ5HFN.
AJ5DW8, Billy.
Denny, WA6,
John, K85NPN.
County file, if you get one more, then.
David, AF5, IAS.
Jonathan, W5, JWZ. David, KI5QNF.
David, KD5SRA.
Jeremy, N5TEA.
Elizabeth, W5LIZ.
Yeah, KD5, CKK. Kelton, KJ5JSG.
Al, AE5L. Larry, W5LHG.
Galen, WX5MOR. Ron, J5RJL.
Lauren, N6CLA.
Ken, K8WGE.
Robert, KI5CK. Mike, KJ5CHD.
Dean, KK6IPL. Todd, KA0IKD.
Thomas, Alpha Golf 5, India Juliet.
Andy, KJ5IJB.
David, KJ5IJC. James, KG5LXB.
Bob, KF5TVT.
Rick, AI5IJ.
Anthony, KJ5Demo.
David, K0BFE.
Ethan, K5ITR.
Harry, KJ5FTG.
Mike, N5SOF.
Brent, AE5WX.
Jim, K9OSU, Norman.
Caleb, KJ5NVO.
All right, I'm Rob, N5ATG in Zoom. What do we have?
Oh, Larry, you broke the Zoom. Oh.
All right, we have Ryan, Carl, Dave, and these Mark Klein guys. So, welcome, everybody. All right, Mark, do you want to start, Clayton, do you want to start with a moment of silence for this month, please?
Every year, every month, we lose hams in the area here in the region and across the country, pretty much. But we like to remember all the hams that we've lost last year, and I would like to remember all the hams we've already lost this year. So if we would, let's take a minute to do that. All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark. Chris, secretary minutes, please. Hang on just a second, get you the mic.
All right, last month we had BE report, one updated general and one extra. Had 4 ALRL updates. Was on break, they're on the lookout for a veteran camp holiday site. All hand dinner was coming up in January. And telling people to sign up for the Memorial Marathon because it is now open. They've been on background checks early, so to sign up early. And they've already had 42 people sign up. Skywarn Appreciation Day was canceled. PO box was moved from Norman to Blanchard to save the club about $170 a year. Work was ongoing at the weather center with the antennas radio being connected. What a hand fest was the cause for the meeting being moved this weekend. The technician class is tentatively going to be held on Thursdays from 6:30 for 7 weeks, starting February 12th. February 5th. Okay. Last Thursday. Having a day was talked about being done February 28th. And we were looking at doing some club branded items. And that was it.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Treasury report, Mr. Larry.
Okay. The profit loss for last month, we made $338.
Oh, let me over here.
For the year, net income was $1,618. The balance sheet. The bottom stuff don't matter. It's not vital, but we have 1,800 in the checking account, 26,000 savings, for a total of 28,468. And 454 in petty cash.
Right, thank you. We'll come back to financial stuff a little bit later. Mr. Mark Klein, you got a lot on here today, it looks like. So BE report, technical committee report, core report, ARRL, pretty much the rest of the meeting. No, it's easy.
Okay, yeah, pack a lunch. The Oklahoma City, yeah, we got that. Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon is open. We're still looking for a bunch of fine folks. We have a lot of good volunteers signed up. We have 50% of the slots filled at this time. We have added a whole bunch of slots so that we have an opportunity so that new people
can be with at least one experienced person. And there should be 3 at each station. So if you're new and you're trying to figure out if this is for you, sign up, come on down. There's not gonna be any pressure on this stuff. We got 2 of our wardens here, 2 of our division guys, Rob and Mike, wherever Mike went. There's Mike, are back there. So if you want to sign up, holler at them and see if you can get on their good lists to get that happening. Yeah, questions, sir?
What was the date again?
The date, thank you, is the April 4th, 5th. It's the April Saturday, Sunday. 25, 26. Thank you, sir. 25, 26 in April. We do a training the Monday before. We do we will have an on the air piece that if you want to learn more about network communications, how you transmit or receive, not the radios, but how you interact with net controllers. Next month for Scar's presentation, Bill Scott, who's the guy that did the net control, will be doing a presentation here as a practice for the marathons piece that we'll do in the end of March. So, no, March. Your program. That program will be in March. So next month will be Bill Scott did an excellent job. He's one of these at the Oklahoma Department of Military. He does an excellent job as a net control and an excellent job in teaching folks how to communicate quickly. I think we did 216 some messages at the last one is what he recorded. So if you're interested in being a net control, come on. If you're interested in trying to get on the net, come on. If you're afraid to push the button on one of the Tuesday nets, Wednesday nets that we're going to talk about later, come on. That'll help you break the ice and make that kind of thing happen. So a lot of good stuff there. We are an integral part of that group. Should there be any communications issues that happen? Like I said, last year was 216 communications went back and forth. And the folks up there love us at the marathon. So sign up at coraok.org/sign up. SIGNUP. That will get you signed up. And like Chris said, yes, they're gonna do background checks. Well, I think they delayed that for the rest of the folks. But they are gonna print badges with your picture on it. So when you're uploading a picture, when you're there, they'll ask you to upload a picture. And that's to print a badge, but they're gonna do that early. Yet.
Sorry, can you ask a question?
Yeah, good.
I know last year they talked about doing a lot more with APRS, and trying to, which this would be a great radio, obviously for that, but I mean, is that, do you know anything more about their use of that?
Yeah, the question is doing more about APRS. And we have used it in the past usually put it on the mobile vehicles, the water trucks. We have 4 water trucks that run around filling the water stations. They are SAG vehicles. That will run around supporting gear, and they run around and the goal is to put APRS on those as well. This Duane radio number 68, what are we on now? He keeps coming up with more ones. That radio is a great APRS, should be good for APRS, correct? He's not in yes. And I intend to get one and throw one in one of the vehicles as well. We also use some what's called APRS Droid, this phone link. We've got a couple of really nice fancy vehicles that the marathon. Well, John Love started walking up with a magnetic deal on a wrapped marathon vehicle, and he said, "I could just see all the bigwigs going, no, don't scratch our vehicle." So we're going to throw some phone ones in there on the APRS Droids. Typically, where you find that is aprs.fi. If you're looking at that, you don't have to have a radio. You can just go look at that. You'll see what's happening with the transmissions. We put up all the med stations. We put up all of the locations on that aprs.fi, so you can watch from the comfort of your medical station or from your couch.
Any operator can run it.
And anybody can turn it on. Yeah, the more that we have turned on is better. Usually what happens there is the net controls say, well, we got a problem at such and such. Which one of the vehicles is closest to such and such. So yeah, APRS is a go-to, and we're loving to expand more and more on it. But yeah, that one's gonna be set up, ready to go. Training process is there. We've done a video for training for how to set up the tents. Wait for approval from the grand poobahs that panicked when we tried to put an antenna on their scratchy vehicle. But that should come out very shortly and we'll have that video available. So that one is marathon class we had talked about last time, kind of in air quotes on the class. That has all been firmed up February 5th. So if you have friends or enemies that want to do an 8-week traditional class, 6:30 to 9 Thursday nights, this will be at the National Weather Center. Thanks to, he's gone now, Kim Elmore. They have obtained meeting space for us to meet there. So it'd be a great for a technician class, be a great way to get involved. You don't have to be part of the class to come and watch the stuff. So if you've already got your license, you're welcome to just come sit and watch to see what actual training of some of this stuff looks like. And the National Weather Center has a radio station on the 6th floor that's hooked up to these nifty antennas we just put up. So that will be available to go do a tour after the events. So 6:30 to 9 at the Weather Center. When you get there, there'll be somebody, probably Mark Clayton, that will be Sergeant at Arms, getting you all the paperwork to get in the building, and it's a really neat treat to be able to. Yeah, it is typically highly secured. So thanks to Kim for making that happen. That's a technician class going 8 weeks. We will stop for spring break because it's on campus. It is all available. All the information is w5nor.org/class, CLASS. All that's there. Plus, and it's on the main page. Plus, we're going to do a ham in a day class. And again, that's a technician class. And we start up at 9 o'clock in the morning. And you basically read through my question and answer book and self-guided study where you simply just cram all this stuff into your head throughout the day. You read the book, you go through it, and you make, if you got a question that doesn't make sense, you align it with a pencil. And next time through, you either just grab the pencils, ask a question. If somebody, I don't have a clue what they're talking about, one of us will be there to help you understand that. Or you go through the pencil marks and you say, okay, got those. Make a pen if now you still don't understand it. Third time through, you go with the pen. Fourth time through the marker, that kind of thing. 3:30 in the afternoon, we schedule a test session. So you'll be able to start the class at 9. Rob's gonna cook us steaks, is that what you said? Brisket? Well, no. Maybe the cardboard for creating a pizza from. Yes. Okay. We're gonna have some kind of pizza or something. For lunch, that keeps everybody, so they don't have to run out somewhere and get something. You'll be free to go. There are no captives involved, but if you want to go get a steak and bring it back to Rob, that's great. A lot of people. That's right. But 3:30 we'll do the test, and that test session will let you get your amateur radio license. And everybody here, I think everybody here is licensed today. Good. But for friends and enemies, you don't have to like the people, just say, come on, take your test. Some of us don't have friends, right? You and me, yeah, no. Me specifically, yeah. Yes, friends, Romans, countrymen, let me hear you. So it's a great place to go to do that, try it. The test is free in all of these cases. We, the club, take care of the expenses for the test. Just like we always do for every test we give. The 8-week class will end April 2nd, and there will be a test session at the Weather Center that day. And that will be a free test. As we all know, well, not all of us have done that yet. When you renew your license or get a new one, you get to pay $35 to the FCC. That's all great. So any questions, any more questions on test stuff or class stuff? James, is Mary signed up, ready to go?
I don't know yet.
Okay. You
I was
gotta
gonna ask, is there a pre-registration for that?
There's not a pre-registration at this point. We'll put something out that as it happens.
I will say that pre-registrations have never been accurate. When we thought we were gonna have 5 for a class, Ed's not here, the ed class that he was in. We thought there were gonna be 5 Boy Scouts. The 5 Boy Scouts didn't show, but 43 other people showed. So, it's like, God, everybody gets fired up about signups, but off it goes. I will be pushing this in newspapers and, I guess people read newspapers, Facebook stuff and push your friends out for it if you need to, but,
Page.
yeah, all the normal spots. Yes, sir?
It's in a day class at the National Weather Center.
It will be here. Thank you very much. It will be here. At this building. So that's really, we had the all ham dinner Thursday night, 70-ish people, 65, 70 people, including Duane. And a lot of the SCARS members were there. Thank you all for showing up. Hope you all got some good information and hope we got some good food. I love their hamburgers. This pickles, the next one we do is in the 3rd weekend in May. So, we are technically hosts, which means we just have to talk more than the other guys do. Apparently, that's not a problem for some of us. HOA newsletter, we have a send a letter campaign nationally for ARRL. Just a follow up on a report, we sent, was it 4,000 letters to the subcommittee members of the House Energy and Commerce Department. If you've ever watched stuff from middle school, when you remember middle school, and this is a bill, it goes to Capitol Hill, that's all wrong. That's all wrong. You gotta make friends. And the good news is that our lead guy out of Texas has made friends with 14 other 911 bills across the country. And a bill to provide weather sirens for 30 counties around the Camp Mystic area down in Texas. Well, Congressman Pfluger from Texas is our lead guy on the Congress side. Congressman Pfluger's 2 daughters are alive and are well, but they were at Camp Mystic when that flooding came through. So if you can picture how a congressman can get a whole room crying, they never got to the amateur radio bill because all the guys are like, vote, take my vote now. I'm good. So we're with 16 other bills that are supposed to go through. We got out of subcommittee into the main committee. The next one is another committee vote that's supposed to come up shortly. We've got another 4,000 letters to send up to the rest of the committee members that'll be there. They were quite impressed to see all of those letters that, print a stack of 4,000 letters. It's my first $500 FedEx package in a long time. They needed it right now. Pardon?
That was going out and not coming in.
Yeah, it was going out to headquarters, so, or to, Congress. So that went really well. The next thing is getting in the committee. The next thing is to all of, House of Representatives. And then they go back to the Senate and start that over. So we're not gonna take the whole big truck of 150,000 plus letters. We're going as Senator or Congressman Pfluger says we should go. So that's going well. So those of you in HOAs, yay! The rest of you, thanks for trying to sign up. And I have one more thing on my list. I think I did. Shakota, a number of us here in the room went to the Shakota Ham Fest. It was Indian Nation. Yeah, it used to be Shakota. Shakota and Henrietta have gone together. Henrietta started a new club about a year ago. They went together to form this one at Henrietta, neat facility. A lot of good stuff. It was kind of weird. It was quality, not quantity, which was really, I was happy. And they had a great ham fest there, so put that on your schedule in early January.
They had 150 people show up and 22 vendors. And they had 5 forums and they were all good.
Yeah, no, they were all great. Freddie Mac is one of the guys that's gonna be here for his presentation, was over there, so we'll have him as well. I think that's it. Yeah. OVE, that's right, I'm today. Ed reports, let me go get this up, do you think? The the VE report. Are any of these fine folks here in the room? I know one of them is. Mr. Burkett. Is that it? Those 5 folks went away happy. Jonathan, how old are you, Jonathan?
14.
14, another 14-year-old. All right. Dot, I know, was on the Zoomer there, so congratulations, Dot. She got her amateur extra and took off with that. And the rest were all technicians. So that was great. Equipment, repeaters are still running. We run a couple of repeaters. The city, we've got other ones in the city of Norman that are up and running. We've got A8 is running off the campus at the weather center. We've got W5TC, which is a D-Star, which will hopefully be going soon to a multi-mode machine. Where the idea is if you want to connect with DMR, you can connect with DMR. If you want to connect with Yaesu, you connect with Yaesu. If you want to connect with M17, you connect with M17. That's gonna be the second one in the state. Jeff Scoville has one up in whatever his place is, Claremore, yeah. And they have one up and running. That's the idea is it gets you all the digital in one spot. Our good friends at AutoPatch run the 721. Has anybody used the 147.21 repeater? No, what's the PL you have? All right, Daniel's got it. It is over on the, used to be the AT&T Lines Tower. It used to be the KFOR 1,000,000 watt radar. It was on the hill over there. They have now set 147.21 and it's PL of 141.3. PL 141.3. Try that 147.21. Is there any nets running off of that?
Yeah.
Not yet, no nets running off that. So if you're on the west side, that might be a good way to pick up torque. 444.3 is up and running, and it's the same location, same PL. Good, we're getting buried with repeaters over here, it's just great. Yes, sir.
Are all those listed on the webpage?
Those 2 are not, and I need to add those, because those are new. We've got D-Star that Larry runs out of Blanchard. We've got all kinds of fun stuff, but yeah, I need to add both of those, that's a good idea, thank you. Thank you. I think that's all I got. Anything else? No?
Yeah, next handfest, which is first.
Yeah, him versus Elk City. That's the only one.
Yeah, next one is, next handfest is Elk City, March the 7th. And so if you're wanting to go to another handfest, that one's coming up first of March.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, let's run through our nets real quick. The Cleveland County Aries Tuesday night net. Who wants to talk about that?
Which one?
The Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yeah, Tuesday nights at 8 PM every week. We have our Oklahoma City Aries net. Occasionally we'll switch the frequency over to either Simplex or to the UHF frequency, so we kind of all test our equipment. And we do need a new net control operator, and this is a great net to learn on because it's all scripted. You just give the call sign. I mean, it's super easy and it's all printed out. So come see me. And then on Monday nights at 8:15 PM, we have the DMR Aries net, and we're having check-ins from all over the country. It's a real fun net. So, and that is on Talk Group 3140.
And New Zealand, I had last.
Oh, we had New Zealand last week, so there you go.
Well, thank you. All right. Let's go ahead and date. You don't mind, sir? The MacNet and the Gossip Net. What do you want? Let's go with the Gossip.
The Gossip Net every Tuesday evening, 8:00, 8:30, following the Aries Net. They come in and talk about anything you like. Wide open subject, runs about a half hour, 30 minutes or so. And then on daily, at 9 o'clock in the morning, we have the MacNet at man, Lucky, what are you doing way over there? Anyhow, it's on at 8. Following the other net, And, you can check in and talk about anything, and you like, again, we've been averaging about 30 people on that net in the mornings, it's quite a bunch. And it's quite interesting, it takes about 20 minutes, and everybody's done their thing and we're going. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, sir. And from the Siren Net, Margaret, looks like it's gonna be you today.
The Siren Net is run every Saturday at noon, unless there's bad weather. We just call out the people who have signed up, are the volunteers. And they just tell us whether their siren tested good or failed. And if it failed, then we let the emergency managers know. So we could always use another net control operator. There's only 3 of us right now. And it's not a hard net to call.
If you're lucky, it'll be raining on the day.
Yeah.
No, Margaret gets all those.
That's right. Oh, yeah. And Newcastle's gonna have 3 new sirens, hopefully sounding today for the first time, so that's pretty cool. David, why don't you do our McLean County area, please?
Okay, we do the McLean County Areas Net every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. It is on the 442.400 repeater. It is full digital. It's Yaesu System Fusion or C4FM. We also have that linked into a YSF reflector. So if anybody has a DMR radio and a hotspot and they want to get into the net, they can get into the reflector. We do that every Wednesday night, and we've been averaging about 10 to 15 people on the net, so everybody's welcome to join. We also get together every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock at the Jimmy's Egg for breakfast. We have as many as probably 8 at the most. 8 showing up, so if you guys are free and you want to come over for breakfast on Wednesday morning, you're more than welcome to join us. We even let Mark Clayton come, so you know, there's the level of what we'll accept.
And David pays for everybody's breakfast, right? David?
Oh,
So, I'm teasing.
Nice try, Rob.
There you go, Ethan. There you go. Speaking of Ethan, why don't you do the KD5 video? More than
Yep, we have the KD5 Memorial Net every Thursday night at 8 on the SCARS UHF repeater. It's a 2-round net, a little different than some of the other ones where first round we take check-ins and second round is when we go back through and let people talk about whatever they like. But yeah, we probably average 8, 7, something like that. So we'd like to get numbers up a little bit, but yeah, fun time.
All right, thank you. Jim, is there any 10-meter activity going on right now?
Not yet 6 meter, we're trying. Yeah, if you've got a 6 meter antenna and machine, it's typically just Mike and I, and every now and then 1 or 2 other folks will jump on there. So, yeah, if you can, on Tuesdays, right before the DMR Aries, is that what it is? Yeah, right before that, right at 8 o'clock, jump on and try to get a hold of us. It's been kind of spotty. Yeah, Monday, yeah.
Before the DMR.
Right before the DMR net Monday, so 8 o'clock, so.
Yeah. No 10-meter activity, so if you guys want a 10-meter net, we need some net controls and some activity going on. Well, yeah, and obviously has to do with propagation and the distance from each other and all that sort of thing, so. Okay. So Larry has up the budget we've come up with for 2026, so we'd like to go ahead and go through this and approve it, so as things come up, he just pays the visit. So, the AWR rail equipment insurance has already been paid, it was a little bit less than $200. The post office box, Larry has got a deal worked out to where our post office box is much cheaper. We don't get much mail anyway, so it winds up being a much better deal for us. The office supplies is kind of a catch-all area, not really catch-all, but it has several things in that. A lot of it has some of its testing supplies that we use on a monthly basis for the VE testing, various other office supplies. The all important donuts and coffee supplies. It's the biggest line item on the things. We have our liability insurance. We have a little bit of funds in there for field day, that's gonna be here before you know it. Printing and copying, again, a lot of that is BE stuff with respect to the testing. Elmer Knight tools and supplies, just have a little bit of money to make sure we have, decent stuff here for Elmer Knight, especially if we get new folks in wanting to work on something or that sort of thing. As we mentioned earlier, we would like to provide the lunch for the Hammond and A coming up on the 28th of February. Probably like a pizza, and then our spring and fall kind of potluck meetings here that kind of take the place of the old picnics that we had. So for a total of only $2,460. So does anybody have any questions about the budget?
I so moved.
Thank you. So it's been moved and seconded to accept the budget. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? There we go. Thank you very much, guys. A few quick announcements. We've already talked about the technician class. Mark Clayton has put a lot of work into this calendar that's been passed around. You should each have one. If you don't have one, let us know. We'll get you a copy. That's a very difficult document to put together. There's a lot of different things that go on throughout the year. I don't know how many revisions Mark's had to correct because of, various things that he might not have known about or at the time that he worked on it. So there's been a lot going on in there. So you might look through there. This, if I can hold on this fellow. It is a living document though, because things change throughout the year. Really watch the website. The website should have the latest information of everything going on. Let's see. One of the things that I did want to point out is the storm spotter training. We all know that we try to take the storm spotter training in person every other year, right? And if you always go in Norman, because in our area, it alternates, but usually between Norman and Edmond. You always go to Norman and meeting that requirement. Well, it's on the schedule now for March 26th at the National Weather Service at 6:30. Also, the April club meeting is going to get pushed back a week like this month because of the Green Country Ham Fest. So keep that in mind. All right, and Mark asked me to mention that the membership list on the website is not yet complete. So I know people have asked about downloading membership list, but that's not yet complete. That's kind of in works, which by the way, dues are due. So if you haven't paid your dues, please see Larry. You can go to the website, w5nor.org/membership, I believe. But if you do it online, it does cost us a few pennies, I think, a little bit to process that, but either see Larry or go out to the website. Yes, sir.
A note on that, if you want to see your name and information on that membership list, see Larry, pay your dues, because that's how he puts all that and updates that membership list.
Very good, thank you. Another quick announcement is, if any of you all have any club presentation ideas, please let us know. Myself, David Gates, any of us really, the Mars, and let us know. We want it to be what you want to see. So we've got some great ideas for this year, but there's always room for more. So if you have any ideas, please let one of us know. Also, we got a DXpedition announcement. Just a second. Oh, there you go.
Hello, I'm Jeremy N5TEA. Last year, while I was out at the Green Country Ham Fest and Oklahoma DX Association meeting, I had mentioned that I was interested in going on a DXpedition, and a few months later, I got an invitation to go. So I'll be going to the Marquesas Islands. It's FO/M will be operating as TX9W. The expedition will be from April the 19th to the 30th. And will be all modes from 10 to 40 and FTA 60 to 180. And we're taking 6 operators for stations. Most of them be hex beams and such. But on that, our website, if you want to look it up, is k5whiskey-echo.com. And any kind of, it's number 63 on the most wanted list right now. So any potential club donations, individual donations, you can go to the website or see me.
Great, that sounds like fun. Are you going to be there the whole time?
Yeah.
Great.
She's very nice.
That's great. All right, does anybody else have any other announcements? Go ahead.
We, those of us that live in Moore, if any of you live in Moore, we need siren people. There's 2 or 3 of us that are there all the time.
So the more siren monitors for the city of Moore. I know Newcastle needs some as well.
Either, well, let one of those guys know or Galen.
And, you know, cars have wheels, so if you're from Norman, you can go to Moore or Newcastle and Noble, one of those like as well, so. A lot of folks drive around and take those.
Yep. Any other comments or questions? Anybody have any new business that we haven't talked about for this month? All right, well, that's it. Thank you very much. We will see you next month on the 14th. Thank you, everybody. Be safe.
I just paid my neighbors. I have not paid. Yeah, I feel like.
Okay, Newham wants to join the club. The biggest question is, anybody bring a biofilm? Yeah, brand new ham, just a week. Okay. You know who does?
That is.
Okay, I'll take go talk to Mike. I'll let you stay there and.
Well, when you test everything out, I just like what you 100. Stores would be those $10 off.
See you soon, boy.
I've got a brand, so I've got to use the name card of the car. I'm the organized lot.
Member. Sorry. You are. Yeah. For you.
Yeah.
I see it too.
Be safe.
Okay, well, no worries.
Sir, you take card?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell my dad. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Nothing right now. It's off. It's turned off. You can't even get into it because. Well, it would normally it would be cars, SCARS. And the member name would be whatever the year is, you'd say member 2026. And I think that's what the passwords will be. But right now, you can't get in. Because they're updating it right now. Everybody's paid and there's something beyond that membership. So when it comes out, probably at the end of January, 1st February. How come we can't get it last year? Because they got turned off to update last year, but this year. I agree. I got you the other copy, but I gave you. Well, I'm saying. That's all I can do on that side. Copy of
Your next part here, list. Huh? He's there somewhere. He got dragged in some. He's there somewhere. He's like me. You gotta set up. Oh, yeah. Didn't know they come in all these. That's a good thing. Great. I don't know. Yes. I got 6 people now. I've been trying to. Yeah, but now I take the street. You have a prayer at home? I don't I just go. So we always have that's huh? When I go here, I'll wait, you know.
I could go grocery shopping now. Yay. Oh, yeah.
You gotta go spend all your money. Hey, go. And we got it. Oh, no, it's a little true. You're gonna see me at Amazon location. That antenna that you got they come in different colors. Oh, send me that link too. I want to be black there. Yeah. Oh, you say if. That's a hard to break that out. The appealing skill of all this. It's really skill for that. Oh, man. Yeah, yeah. But then you know. Ready. Yeah. You write down the trade on before you get to. Oh, no. Have you ever?
Well, children in there also. Children on their barbecue. Yes. I made it feel like Conrad. You don't. There's certain ways Yes, and I'm at my house. There were yeah, I can get them on now. Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's got it. No, that's Martin right there behind. That's Martin. They showed me how to do it. Real steak or chicken.
And hear about the help that. It's usually. There's most of the time. Cable. We'll let you do wireless. Yeah. Okay. Very similar to. I tell you what, no more not. I look around, I don't recognize. But I could actually. Okay. What do you mean? Yeah, it's like that line. Yeah. Yeah. What do you know? I want to rock you, but I probably could clear. I need a man. Membership page starts 10.5. What do you say? Yeah. No, I've every time. No, I got rid of them. I understand. They got me. I 40 years. Here's car. Now, why couldn't I get it before? I don't think that. I'm looking at your engine. You make that? Yeah. Yeah. So.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. You got 2 nights? Take Saturday, Elmer and I right here.
Cool. I'll come check it out if I can. I'm coming from Oklahoma City, so with work and everything, I'll try to make it when I can.
Now, we have a guy. Quite sure.
Okay.
Lives up there on the northwest side of our north of 122nd.
Oh, he's farther away than me.
And he comes down overnight,
Cool.
so he can do it, you can do it.
Cool. All right, yeah, I'll definitely try.
Just fight the route that's best. Don't fight 35 south of Chicago and more, they got the bottom.
Right.
Don't do that. You know it's not taking down. He comes down, he comes down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's definitely.
You come down, you know, you can sit down there and if you catch the lights right, you can go around. It doesn't take you that long. Now, 35, you can sit there, right? Yeah, some kids don't. You got 35 or 40 dollars over there. 14 to 16 is the price. You're going to program radio, you can talk about a radio, you can talk about whatever. Do it right.
Cool. Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, here. Let me give you a couple of things.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I need one.
I feel that. You put that on the game shack, you spill something on it, you should wipe it off.
Cool.
It tells you all about it. About our club. And go out to our page and read that, and you'll see all the things going on. Let me, you get one of my, updated.
schedule this? Yeah, I got it down.
Okay. You got that? So we're off. Welcome. That's it. Be safe.
Do you have any recommendations for the first internet? I want to do something like.
Like order, do quotas.
Yeah, I want to do quotas, sodas, and I also have 2 trucks that I operate in, so I've only got to be able to move that.
Right? You don't really want to do geometer. Put them together.
I was
It
thinking.
brings down the receive, dumps down the receive and the filtering. On it, you can put them together.
Coming in your eyes, so that, Peter's talking to maybe it's cheaper, right now. And then do a more expensive, or HF. Focus on doing HF. So
HF, I recommend anything
okay.
You don't need the errors, the errors are going to be, you don't need that. So I get the speaker. If you want to hook up an external speaker and a house with it, you can. But it's got 4 filtering systems that work pretty well, and then you can get an in-bed antenna that you can attach to the short cable and then throw it. Here, I
actually have something.
But you can do it in-bed antenna. Duane Angles, who did the program today, sells a in-bed 49 to 1 gallon. Thanks for 40 per liter antenna feeder. Jesus FD7
Have you heard of the?
That's what I got. Is it worth the press? Yeah, the side of you, that's 20 watt. I've got one.
You have one?
I've got one. I love it. I used it on Saturday. I'm a digital. I do my own. I do it on Saturdays. Especially year round around the country. And I'll use it with my vertical. Where I make contacts for those, and then I get QSL cards. It's good, safe guys, not blow the send me a card.
Okay.
But yeah, it has auto tuning in it, it's really good. It's only about $450.
Well, it's a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Well, the 710 is about 800. And that's worth everything. And most of these are 8 or 850. Like with you, like I said, only 20 watts. 710 is 100.
Okay.
Or you can go with 1 watt. Yeah, 1 already. So it's the language, yeah, it'll do 1 watt to 20 watt. Pure fire. It works good. It's good rate. I like stuff. Anytime you want to come by my guy, with the nice setup, I'll blow your mind. So, all that setup, I've been doing it for a while, and I got all pretty set up of how I do my vertical and how I do my vertical is a 9 to 1 balance in bed. Okay. On a Shakespeare pole from this.
Okay.
With 3 ground wires.
Well, I was looking at that 9 to 1 in. I was trying to read.
Well, the one you want to buy is called Ultimax 100. You can get it on eBay. You can get it online about $80 for that penny. It's called an Ultimax 100. Why they work on it? Because I've actually used it in Antarctica with it.
Really? Ultimax what?
Ultimax 100 propagation. It worked. Ultimax 100 is 6 to 80 meter, and it's only 6 feet. It's feet long. Yeah. I mean, you can throw it
In the backyard or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you a secret. When I first started with my HF on that, I used that Ultimax 100 to back 24 feet long one. I took a piece of PVC about this tall on my roof where I took it. Where I can climb the ladder, I can reach over his business. Okay. I took a couple of plants, put the piece of PVC like this on that end pipe, okay? Put the 9-to-1 the ballon with some of the leather type bungee cords, small ones to hold it on there. I ran it diagonally down to a neighbor's privacy. Has a little 8 needle on the end that would hold it. I took a couple hooks, pretty screw into the side of it, and hooks that onto it where I kind of taunt. From 15 feet down about 8 foot tall. I could talk to Singapore, I could talk to Europe, I could talk to Russia, I could talk to anywhere I want to talk with that just diagonal down like that off the roof. You're talking about a simple setup at home. Nobody even sees it because it's really wide. Run it out, no one's gonna notice it.
Is that something that, is that, or I have to provide the wire, I have to do the fitting?
It's already ready to go.
Pre-made kit.
Pre-made kit, ready to go. You buy it, you hook it up, it takes you 15 minutes or less to hook it up. About. It's great. Yeah, it's ready to go. And which just gives you a powerful part, you gotta run between that up there and down into your window to do it. Mine was only 25 foot, so I mean, that was easy enough. Not RG8X, which was great. Hooked to it and ran it down. I've got one of those MFJ deals with a window and then you screw on there and then inside you can screw on the other side. You can get those and then I got a piece of 1x2 so the window tightly that holds it shut, so no one can raise the window. I hooked all my antennas that way because it's got a ground hook up on it as well. And I did a ground wire to it down to a ground rod, the ground, a couple of feet. And inside I got all my radios, base radios that had ground screws on them, where I had a ground wire hooked to that nut on the inside and matches that on one outside and they're all ground. But anyway, that was a simple hookup, that 9-to-1, diagonally down to a fence. 15 minutes. And your radio, your base radio will tune on any of the 160.
And that G90 has, do you like the antenna too?
Yes. It's great.
You use like a little part for the wires.
What do you mean pretty wires?
I mean, some of the antenna wires like that.
No, I use regular.
Comes in that kit already hooked up.
For the G90?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good hook on the back and screw it in off.
Okay.
You're done. Cable to it, you're done. And it works great. If you get the off the back 400 and that G90, you got to set up, get you a power supply.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let me show you something.
Oh, well, someone say, hey.
Yeah, but we are rock. You're on the. But I'm right here. We've got to update that. You hear my meeting saying that one side update? You hear them say that we already had I've got the antenna ground there. Just really been to be a business. Back here, landing on the ground. I want to go to. Put a mount in it. Like what they did. That ATOS. Not the type of radio. I'm wondering if they that way you can be on. I got all data. Get back. I gotta keep going separate. Look at two battles. Like you had. Yeah, if you could get you about a 10 ampere hour.
They make a, house, that, raise the hood. I'm sorry.
Get one of those. Yeah, the light battery. Get one of those. Usually you can get one. I did 91 now. You want to take out? You're gonna get one. Another bit that it was getting into the railroad. I'm like,
One of the guys out in North Carolina we talked to, Buggy Radios. They custom made him one of those food mounts.
I'll get my, don't put it around, it says, you know, I found out when I was here. Yeah. And, I probably just.
Let me know when you can come by. It's not hard to do.
Yeah, so I'm dropping it for the price. Or I could wait a few weeks and try to do the 7,300.
I've heard you, damn. I want to do on that. No, bonfire. They always does.
The radio, right? Yeah, it's fine. Well, it's kind of hard to. A lot of videos like this, but there's not a lot of videos like 2026.
I use it every day. So look at that one, and it's actually, I'm a high company where I hit those, I hit, last weekend I hit, four. One in Ohio, and two of those rays for Florida, and one in Cuba. It was good. And I hit one that was like, just the valley. Yeah, I got these orders, and some of these are. They've got special events, but it's offered, yeah, the anniversary. And I'll try to.
See you guys. And then you like it. Well, I might consider getting on Amazon because. There you go, so I'm going to be here tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, like I said, it's 2019. Question. Let me know.
Are you familiar with the JPC 12 internet? This vertical, relatively inexpensive. Yeah, very affordable.
Yes, we got one guy in the club, he does, we got enough coming out. He's got
Those to sign up there, sign up last.
I hear from people in, he just talked to a guy.
But I changed the rules.
Oh, really?
Use the map.
So it's also good as kind of affordable.
Yeah, it's great.
Easy to set up.
20 minutes out there.
That's almost easier than running wires and.
Yeah. Like we run it, sent back into the. We were talking.
I might consider that sometime too.
That would be ideal for.
Yeah, right.
It's 90 kilograms. And then a battery.
Turn
And then people at the harbor.
made.
Call a 2,800, 3,800 to 4,800 case.
Pelican type cases.
The 3,800 is ideal for diving in the battery. You can see. Wait till they write it on the table. Wait till they write it on the table. If you cheat on the table on your 3,800.
I've seen they're very.
They'll know when they go on sale. I see when they go on sale, and they'll run the 3,800. Ideal. You can take a piece of foam out, got a foam handle in there, right? And take a piece of foam out and set your siphon in, you know, you get a micron, set your battery in there on that, and have a place at the front for accessories and a cable. And then the J12 comes in its own case. So it's like, well, it looks like a,
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, I think I got some good info. I just wanted to make sure. I'm gonna spend $2,000 on
Exactly, yeah, to the long term.
Right,
You
something I want to do.
Yes.
And I want to get into solar phone,
Yeah, I really have feel that it can, you. One. Yeah. The advantage to that. One, you have dark display, I was wondering when, do you have razor battery, three, you have. Built-in. Interface. So you don't need to wear cards. Right. Either one.
It usually 3 days is what I'm saying.
I'm saying, in World of HF, there's a difference between like 21, very, very, don't recognize.
very small.
Yeah, yeah.
No, am I gonna be able to get out there and just 20 watts?
Oh, yeah, yeah, the Cyber 290, I was very across the coast. Like I said, I got them Cuban guy.
Yeah, wow.
It's not as much the power and the radio as it is the antenna.
Right.
That's the secret. I've always been told that for years. You can have $2 radio or $1,500 radio. If you've got a crappy antenna, it's not gonna do any good. So,
Thank you for the information, guys. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
you bet. But yeah, whatever you buy it for the idea of what you want to do. Not for just because it's cool looking radio.
Yeah, I'm appreciating it. You seem like a good photos.
It is. Yes, sir. Well, like I said, that case that here on Harbor Freight, 3,800 or 36 per.
Oh,
Yeah, don't look around that.
yes, now I'm gonna look at both of those that you guys said. What's the one that you said? One of those.
X6100.
And there's a 6200.
There's now a new 60, but you get it. Prices, 6100 and they're pricey.
Yeah.
I looked at them, I looked at 6100, but for $450, it'll do everything.
Not a bad you. It's $900. The. Dinner. Get $1,900 and. That is what. It's right.
This guy has a new, I mean, it's like down to here. Yeah.
Nice, but you know, you get premium. And they'll get you.
You see Derek stuff?
Would not your regular.
Okay. Well, 6, just not.
Radio controls that, so one cable. And one wire hooked up.
And used to be, I don't know what it is now, it really covers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and do some research and.
That's all right. I like the 6200 to have built-in sound card.
Okay. Very cool.
Two could be USB cable.
Computer, I guess.
Computer.
Well, digital seems to be getting more and more popular and things.
It is because you can talk. You can communicate.
Well, so I don't know either.
Right.
But once way down in noise range. And they'll go out signal.
And this secret FAA.
That's why they're still more popular.
You're not working.
You can even send emails.
Right. Well, G9 doesn't do digital.
Yeah,
Okay.
it needs two cables for busy. Do they interface and then
Your resolution process was different.
Do digital. Okay.
That's my follow-up.
Or I have to buy.
Love to hear.
Say AC does already.
Well, so I do 6100 or 6200. Has it again.
The interface to it. Okay. It's a nice little. Brick, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I don't care.
Yeah. Plan it real quick. Oh, check.
He always thinks.
Those are who's boss.
Your explosion outside.
I don't bring that.
And
How much more school you got left?
be done by the other side.
Which?
And how many?
This year. Then we. And. You gonna do more school?
We'll do one. I'll do it right.
Yeah. A lot of training.
We're gonna start go ahead and part of the. Just fire. Fire has that.
I don't think I had to be a firefighter, but he had certifications that you do whatever you gotta do when you're on. But that's kind of my. It's like.
Oh, it's usually
certified.
Oh, cool. Okay. I wish you've got a bunch, well, they got a bunch of that.
It's not gonna
But, they've got a bunch of drone stuff. If Dr. Jamie Jacob is the guy in charge.
You should be.
And he is also a hand.
Oh, really?
So they do all kinds of, they are actually.
Is that the one?
61. I don't know the timetable yet.
So you like that one? That one's newer.
Building satellite.
Right. 6200, okay.
The satellite is
That's
supposed to
pretty
go
well,
out and
actually.
locate space junk. And return.
And this one, I would also have to buy the interface, or it comes with it?
By radio back down to.
Cool.
Amy's
6100.
That's what I think. The space guy's going, it's got the electron engineering guys going to build it.
Very
And the
cool.
radio guys.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The 6200 it down from. Right, so they use the 4,000 and then 4,500 to.
Back it on the back. Zip that in the
Okay.
Well,
It's like.
the second part of that is. Junk may be defined different.
Okay.
With handles.
Yeah.
Guardrails. So.
Yeah.
Guardrails.
Maybe you can call targeting.
Yep.
It's about $200 more than the
burrito.
But
10 watt,
6100.
company does that.
Both of them is 6100, 6200, 10 watt.
They provides the
6100 10 watt, which is 6200.
Yeah.
Or probably what's on battery. Oh, no.
So, oh, wow, that idea is.
Yeah, that's the difference in the G90.
Like a.
G90, even on battery or on power, it doesn't matter, it's going battery. No, whether, if you hook up a LiPo 4 to it, like a 20 amp hour or something, it's still gonna do 20 watts, you're just gonna battery down.
Right, pretty quick, yeah.
But I'm just saying that that doesn't change, these two automatically change whether it sees it's on a battery or.
Or.
Whether it's built in.
Yeah.
That back then, we were worried about flying over, thinking maybe something back.
The 6100 has a built-in battery?
In batteries.
Or it's
How much power was the 62 though? How much power was the 62?
Oh,
On battery. What is it with power?
But they have. National drop down state has four meetings over there all the time.
But,
Right, that's the same as mine, almost the same as my handy talk.
right. On HF, the difference.
Yeah, that. One the Air Force.
1.5 SU.
Because they dropped some file on the wrong.
1.5 SU.
Oops.
Probably not.
They couldn't.
It depends on the. But still, and propagation,
you know, all that factors in.
You don't have propagation regular, whatever.
20 watts on my Zygo G9 just gets me out of noise, if it's a lot of noise, the area I'm looking for. If I don't get 10 watts, they may or may not hear it. Sometimes like that one I did in Cuba, I was doing 20 watts. I don't know how well he was hearing me.
Right, but you're hearing him okay?
I'm hearing clear and quiet.
Wow.
But that's the antenna music.
That don't affect you. What is going to here?
Yeah,
Right.
and it has a great receiver on it.
Okay.
So I don't know the other two, some of that one's, but I know that it's got a great receiver on the G9.
And they're both Zygo.
Connected to a radio. Zygo.
You guys like the Zygo brand?
Yeah, they are, but you can get them from the Zygo website.
They were flying a mobile repeater for all of.
Get them on Amazon.
I was gonna buy one Amazon, I can have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see, the thing about, radio.
Yeah, radio.
And.
Oh. But it also, you take a risk with a tariff, they'll tack on, and you'll take a risk if they do.
Some on crash on purpose and fall apart.
Thank you, guys, I appreciate it. They're the ones that's importing that.
Label.
And they support it. Early get the game on, that's not something I had programmed with. No. Cool. Well.
To get a filter in the morning.
Right.
Waterproof, waterproof.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for showing me that. I'm gonna check that one out, see what I won't have involved.
All things, optical zoom, visual camera way.
This one,
Speaker.
thermal. Yeah. And it's only $100 more.
Spotlight, gimbal, or.
It is not. That was their application to play with it from the speaker to you. Projection.
Okay, cool.
Jamie, does a lot of, their students do a lot of balloon stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll see his call sign on the.
Yeah.
And, I saw him down here, literally, it was like over a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Yep, they were right there watching it come down.
What fast we are. And take sure.
Have a rest of your Saturday.
We'll get it out of here where all the stuff goes before they ever enter. The DK a lot kicks off. How clear so I have
Thank you guys later. Nope, that's not mine. Thanks for having me.
Well,
Good to see
ya. See ya.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
See ya.
But yeah, if you wanna go more on that. That's really, those guys really do. There it is, Oklahoma Aerospace Institute for Research and Education.
No, it's work, work with Tabitha Scope.
Oh, that's space weather.
Yeah.
That would be quite a run.
NASA has that, communications one too. It's pretty cool. I got their site for that, I'm auditing for that. Pretty interesting with that. An amateur use a big thing with NASA now.
And he's still the president of the, USAA, the Oklahoma ABB SI, unmanned. National. This conference is on. I was thinking going, listen back to that. Oh. Hey, I went there thinking that was the kind of stuff it was, and it's like, okay, general blah, 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 you got it. Okay.
first thing they showed was a picture, he was standing in front of the drone. It's 36 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger than assessment, but it's.
Yeah. It's like. We're in the wrong spot. This is really cool.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Big, big engine, big jet engine. Third jet engine out. And,
They had more time.
they had two different, they talked about their. Yeah, you know, it's time. We don't really like to talk about these, but this is what God here we're looking at, and it's how you move. You can't see the guy, you know, he's like this, and the drone is like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, oh yeah, you can easily take away, knock off the fuel. There, I saw that one back on one of the tornado or the hurricanes when I was, we got crews all over those order things. So I was watching the airspace to see the fleet are out, the airplanes. So you can see where the tornado hurricane is before they get shore, because FAA put it up there. Well, I look over there, there's nothing in Florida, even Florida's shaped like this, right? Nothing from here, like those visual one. Oh wait, there's one guy. Pop it up. Huh. 265,000 feet. Oh, it's over there. So they weren't doing lazy days up and down the coast, down a bunch of hours long. That drone took off with San Diego. Followed the border. Came across.
So the pilot was the same.
I think it's in Miami. I think the pilot from Miami.
I think we actually fly all the way.
Oh, it's drones. Yeah, he flew those.
I never was anything else.
Oh, all of the drone pilots for South County are out of Miami area, but they haven't used just rooms full of pilot stations. And anywhere in the world, they'll fly from there. So this one took off, came down the border, came across Texas, followed the border, went out over the Gulf, came over to Florida, loitered there, took back, oh, those way back somewhere else. Nope. Followed the same path that night. 36 hours was in the air. Now, did they hand off pilots? Yes, they could. Hey, don't want to take it out. But 36 hours that thing was in the air, had no power in it. And they're watching, they don't crash it. Cameras.
Look at it, question. Are the potlucks, substitutes for picnics or what?
They're a replacement for faculty extension. But work on.
Yeah, well, and we'll still have.
We'll still have a picnic, okay.
I think there was some confusion.
We'll point it out, favorite chef, right? And potlucks will be here.
Yeah.
During the overnight.
No, well, at the club meetings, right after the club meeting at noon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when the list
That's
is.
what's on there, but there was. We were told that Eddie knew about it, or he didn't, he got upset. So somebody had told us that, anyway, whatever, we'll fix it. We'll fix it, Mike's gonna. Anyway, working on it. We got some time.
All right, okay, yeah, there's plenty of time.
Yeah, we got some time, we'll fix it.
Good meeting today, first meeting, good work. Duane even talked to some people and sent it to the computer or something. How he usually does our meetings.
It's because you're snoring and you don't know the difference.
Not because I'm.
Yeah, I told Dwayne, I said, you sold at least one of those to me. You know, I think I sold a lot more. I said, yeah, but I'm talking me. I need to.
I think I counted on it. That's the point. And I think I counted 10 people in here for buying them. Today, said they were buying.
Well, this new guy that said he didn't know last time.
Well, he's got a building somewhere.
Yeah. He started to tell me that Thursday night, all the cool stuff. Stop. Tell me Saturday morning in front of 50 other people. What? We need programming. I want to hear all that stuff, but. Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
That's practice for going, yeah.
Was he doing what, bring that?
I'm doing one at, Holiday.
Oh, okay.
And our.
Oh.
He said, well, I'm tired of doing those Chinese radios. I said, right. Well,
Almost all Chinese radio, and even my niece is radio.
yeah, well, I guess you're right. I'm down to one. Okay, you were down to one a year ago. I get. Keep up. Jeff Scoville, I can't keep up with him.
Well, Duane Angles, if I counted right, when I went over to his house, I saw his ham shack, he's right, it's not very big because of all the stuff he's got in there. Enough room for 2 people. And it's a 12 by 14 room. Anyway, I started counting HTs while I was in there. He goes, keep going. He said, oh wait, there's 2 more. He set them up there. And when I finished counting, he had 31. And that doesn't count, that's counting all of the colors there that you saw, not counting the brown one he ordered the other day, so now he's got about 30. Huh?
Well, thank God it's lithium ion stuff. Used to be NICAD days. Wow.
But, yeah, so.
6 months.
I have one of those you wanna buy.
Which one?
But he's got, I said, you saw this? He goes, oh yeah, this one will do this, this one will do that, this one will do that. That's what he likes.
I already made this, firmware.
Yeah. He had a big power strip, one of those real long ones that had about 12 or 15 in chargers. And he had chargers in front of that power strip that he had all the radios plugged into it, except charger. I told him while I was there, I said, I hate to see your electric bill. He goes, oh, well, no, that's everything that's going. And he had going in there at one time.
Even with his wife's short hair, that hair dryer bill's gonna be bigger than.
All right. We'll see you guys.
See you guys. All right.
See you, Larry.
Glad you could see me.
Bye.
We're going 1 o'clock. If you're right, yeah.
Who's got?
This is a bag, somebody's bag here?
Where are you going?
Law bag at 1 o'clock. Law bag. There's 2 of them in here now.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You just gonna stay here until?
No, I gotta go to mom's
Oh,
and run over there for a bit.
I remember where Lava Cat is.
Main Street,
Huh?
Main Street.
That's mine. Oh, it's not mine. Well,
Main Street. Okay.
that was kind of good today for some reason.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Ed's gonna be there,
I believe so.
Ed V. Luke,
I believe so.
and Rick.
I don't know. He said maybe not.
I'll fill in for Rick. You gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta remember.